Based on our reporting at CBS News, the special counsel has phone records. He has memos and diary entries from key witnesses like former Vice President Mike Pence. And it's evident to me, based on my conversations with sources, that Jack Smith has a sprawling case against former President Donald Trump.
Does he really? Let's welcome in our expert panel now. Joe diGenova, former U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C., and a Newsmax contributor, along with Victoria Toensing, former Chief Counsel for the Senate Intelligence Committee, and also a Newsmax contributor as well. Welcome into you both.
You bet. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I would have loved to have seen you on set there next to that reporter, Bob Costa, using the word sprawling, talking about the subpoena power. What gives? What do you make of these comments? Obviously, it's a narrative that Jack Smith would like to get out with the big media. It doesn't seem, though, that he seems accurate or on base. What's your read?
Well, nothing's changed. They're the same cases they were 2 weeks ago. The only difference is this. During that 2-week period, Jack Smith suffered 2 defeats. The Supreme Court refused to take an expedited appeal of Donald Trump's claim of presidential immunity. And even more important than that, the Supreme Court agreed to take an appeal from a January 6th demonstrator challenging the application of the obstruction statute that Jack Smith has used on almost all of the demonstrators and is using against Trump. The bottom line is this. That was a leak by Jack Smith to CBS News to get a phony story talked about on the air to make it look like things are different. Things aren't different. And by the way, Jack Smith has an advantage. He has biased juries in the jurisdictions where he has cases. He doesn't need to worry about evidence. Donald Trump is literally in deep doo-doo because he can't get a fair trial in any of these jurisdictions.
Yeah, and, you know, we just mentioned the questionnaire that Smith wants. You know, if it is about jury selection, that's obviously one concern. The other concern I want to get your read on today is Trump's civil fraud trial in New York, maybe nearing a verdict in the new year, very close to that. Closing arguments are scheduled for Thursday, January the 11th. There is a report out from Business Insider which says Trump has no legal means of dodging a guilty verdict here. And it speculates that the judge overseeing the case, Arthur Engoron, is seeking to kill Trump's real estate empire as opposed to merely penalizing it. Obviously, this case has been you know, we've had the Deutsche Bank bankers on saying we all made money. People have questioned the validity of Letitia James campaigning to get Trump using this statute. But ultimately, legally, what can Trump do when he's facing this judge and already a summary judgment pre-trial, Victoria?
Well, Bianca, he can't do anything with this judge who's already corrupt, and he has corrupted the law. I had the fraud section under me when I was Deputy Assistant Attorney General. I never had a fraud case where there was no financial loss, where there was no victim. No person who Trump had finances with came forward. No entity came forward and said, hey, we didn't get paid back. Hey, we were cheated. They all said they liked doing business with him. They loved doing business with him because they made money. So this is a farce trial. It's a sham. And, you know, Letitia James violated every rule that we as former prosecutors were taught. And that is, you don't pick a target and then go find the crime. You have the crime and then you go find who did it. And she violated every ethical rule of prosecutors, and the New York bar hasn't done squat.
So he faces losing his empire. Is that what you're saying, Victoria?
No, I say if there's an honest judge in New York above this corrupt judge, that he will get a fair hearing. But he's not going to get anything in this case. For goodness sake, the judge decided it without even hearing Trump's side of the case.